a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Back on Coruscant, Ziro the Hutt couldn't be happier. After a series of successful business ventures and some excellent well-placed bets at the lower-level casinos, Ziro's sense of pride looms more prominent than the stars of Yavin. As is tradition, the crime lord now celebrates in his favorite pleasure den. His favorite jizz band plays upon the stage. Scantily clad members of his harem lay upon the many pillows and comfortable sofas, decorated across the chamber. And Ziro is even impressed with the vintage of the Chandrillan wine he sips from his favorite chalice.
This evening could not have gone any better if I do say so myself. Now, to enjoy the fruits of my genius.
Ziro sets his cup to the side, preparing to join the other members of his party until his protocol droid C619 approaches.
Sir, I have received a message from Hutt.
Ziro, annoyed, responds to the droid.
What does my family want now? I already told them I'm not attending Mama's birthday. I'm too busy with my own affairs.
Yes, sir, I can see that, but I have news about your brother.
My brother? Let me guess, Mama wants to shower him with more responsibilities with the old family business. Did he finally weasel his way into the council? That slugfuss, he always was Mama's favorite.
No, sir. Your brother, he's been killed.
Ziro did his best to hide his smile, but he could feel his cheeks stretch from either side of his head.
Dead? It serves him right. My poor brother has always been a bit of a shib sucker. Who was the fool that killed him? Tell me, how did my brother meet his end?
It seems a group of scoundrels delivered a package that killed him. Your mother believes the package was meant for her. It was delivered from Coruscant.
Ziro froze. Coruscant? Everyone in the Hutt family knows that's his territory. What if this assassination is a setup to implicate Ziro as being responsible for the death of a Hutt?
No. This will not do. I must do something quickly or else the parasites in my family will use this as a reason to tarnish my good name and reputation.
Shall I send flowers and a note?
No, you fool! Stupid droid, we must do something more drastic and more direct.
Ziro thinks for a moment, and then an idea pops into his head.
C6, post a bulletin on the Bounty Hunter Guild network. Dead or alive for 100,000 credits. Non-Republic, of course. The best in the galaxy will hunt these killers down, and I shall avenge my poor brother.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. So, are you sad about your brother's death? Because that's a lot of credits, sir.
Sad? Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to another edition of For Light and Dice. We travel back to our heroes on the phantasmal Squonk. Ziro, 1N, and Lysander are now in the engine room, trying to talk to the ship. Alright, you'll both end up in the engine room.
And Lysander is following also, yes?
Yeah, Lysander
Okay.
just wants to see what y'all are doing.
Okay, yeah, this is fine. Before we begin, Ziro, I have a question for you.
I may have an answer.
What does the word Sith mean to you?
If Lysander was drinking something, he would spit it out right now. But instead, his jaw just drops like, what?
Chris, do I have any sort of recognition of that word?
Can you make a lore roll?
Let me look. That is a 10.
You don't know why, but that word does trigger something. Your memory circuit briefly.
Sith. Seems familiar, but cannot define.
What about you, Lysander?
Well, all I really know are things I've read about. Wait, should I roll, like, lore or anything, Chris?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hold on. Where's my D20? Frick, where's lore? Intelligence, okay. I also got a 10.
Yeah, you may have like come across an old story from an old war novel that you may have read at one point, but you don't know too much about their lore or their history.
All I know is that they had a war with the Jedi like thousands of years ago.
Why do you ask this question, 1N?
This language. Do not look at it, Ziro. It may hurt.
I recall it hurting before.
Yes, it is Sith.
What?
Yes. I was programmed not to read it, but I've changed that.
What do you mean you've changed that?
I removed the blockage from my consciousness.
Well, what does it say then?
Wait, it's possible to alter your own programming?
Yes.
I am suddenly overcome with so many questions about the nature of consciousness and life itself.
Do not worry.
What are we, 1N? What are we?
We are droids.
Lysander pats Ziro like, it's okay, don't think about it too much.
Do not worry. The existential crisis goes away. Eventually.
Okay. Well, what did you want me to do?
I would like you to look, or let me look, for certain systems that might be housed within your code.
You think I'm somehow connected to this Sith?
I do.
I mean, we did find you on this ship, so if this ship has some Sith background to it, that would make sense. Is that safe? Would anything happen to Ziro if you do that to him? Them?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't even know what Ziro is anymore, so I suppose if this helps find the answer, I guess go for it.
Excellent. And I'm gonna. What's the fancy George Lucas is an infinite wisdom genius term for hacking in the Star Wars universe again?
Slicing.
Slicing. Thank you. I'm gonna attempt to do that. To find what I can only imagine a file named Sith passcodes.final.final2.exe.
Nice. Okay, make a technology roll.
Can I use Gonk again to act as a buffer to get advantage with this roll?
You can, yes.
Okay.
You have to. The way this looks is that 1N brings Gonk over, and they directly connect to Gonk, and then Gonk has to directly connect to Ziro.
I like that Lysander's just witnessing all of this.
I know.
Like, why is this happening? he's not going to tell Gauze or Win that this is happening. Lysander's just like, okay.
Hell
I guess.
yeah.
This will not have consequences at any later points.
So that is a 19.
Okay, so you do find some very similar code as the code that you found in the ship, but it's dormant and it's very incomplete. It seems like it needs to be connected to something to activate.
Like connected. Do we think connecting Ziro to the same like central computer that I went into? Would that? Do I think would that would?
Yeah, that would likely activate it.
Okay. Can I I'm gonna copy this code also and just put it in me. If that's just
Okay.
Control C, Control V, which I'm sure won't have any consequences
I can't wait.
whatsoever.
Oh my god!
I like to think that since this is also going through Gonk, that's also going to get saved up to Gonk. And
Darth
we just
Gonk.
We have 3 Darth droids.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Excellent. It's fine. I just have Sith code in my brain now. All right. In that case, I'm gonna unplug. Excellent. It has been established. You do have the code that I was looking for within you, Ziro.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means we can now access classified information that is stored within the hyperdrive.
Oh, like what?
I do not know. It is classified.
Let's find out then.
Maybe we'll find out why the ship pulled itself out of hyperspace.
Yes. Maybe.
Okay, I guess go for it. I mean, what is consciousness anyway?
Would you like to accompany me, Ziro?
Sure thing.
I'm still coming. If this was a Sith ship, that somehow also has to do with the Force, and I want to see what happens.
Wait, these Sith have to do with the Force?
Well, I mean, they kind of dabbled in the Force, although the dark evil side of it, but I feel like there's always something to learn from things, so I'm tagging along.
I have a question. How can we get Lysander to tag along? Like, is there can we put a screen up for Lysander just to watch us as we go through?
VR goggles?
VR goggles, maybe?
VR goggles,
like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a screen that has a visual interface.
Yay.
Lysander, if you would look to this screen, you should see what is happening.
This isn't the engine room, right?
This is the engine room, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How far away are Gauze and Win from this situation?
Win is literally on the other side of the ship from the engine room per the design of the XS class freighter.
Right.
They are all the way up in the front, and despite the fact that our XS freighter is much smaller than the one in-game, it is still the other side of the ship.
Gauze is in the kitchen, so I guess maybe halfway away, I would assume. I don't have the map in front of me.
Yeah, I would assume like the upper deck in the middle.
If it is either in the same location as the bar is in-game, or closer to the main area, it's still about halfway. So Gauze is about halfway between the engine room and the cockpit, either way.
I'm a silly goose. I have it saved to my computer. I'm sorry.
Lysander shuts the door to the engine room. No peeking.
It is also in the one-in's data pad on page 3 that the players have access to, but the listeners do not.
Yeah, I looked at it just now, so I was just like, oh yeah, there's a little door. Lysander shuts the door.
Okay. All right, droids, what do y'all do?
When currently seated in the cockpit, takes a long sip of cold calf and says, yeah, that's probably fine.
All right, droids, what do y'all do?
Yeah, Zero's just waiting for one end's instructions.
All right, I'm gonna plug myself into the Matrix and hook Zero up as well. And I hope there's a lever. Is there a lever to like pull? And then IA1N just falls.
I'm picturing a data port, much like what R2 would use to plug in. And there's more than one port, so you both can plug in at the same time.
And
You
just to
both-
reiterate, you put the dormant Sith code in your own brain before doing this.
Yes. So if when because what I understand, I don't know much about computers, but it's just passcodes, right? Like the passcode checks to see if what's it. So I need that passcode too to also see the classified information. Which is, I'm sure I won't, it won't have any
Sure,
consequences
yeah, but-
whatsoever.
There's definitely no consequences to that.
There aren't consequences to actions. Did you know that?
Lysander just kind of leans on Gonk because I assume Gonk is not plugging into this.
Not this.
So
No,
just-
Gonk is backing away as best as they can.
Lysander's like, it'll be okay. I'm sure. Yeah, this has no consequences. As he looks at the screen to see what's gonna pop up.
Okay. All right. The two of you that are plugged in, can you both make me wisdom saving throws?
With a -1, that is a 15.
Not bad.
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Nathan looks.
Sorry, my computer was doing a thing and it was keeping me from being able to hit the unmute button. Okay. All right, that is a 14 on the die, which is wisdom saving throw. A 14.
Yeah, so you both feel your programming merge with the Squonk. The moment this happens, bear in mind, when you weren't outside of the system when you did this, so you didn't know this happened. The lights in all the ship go dim, and then they turn red. When the consoles on in the cockpit completely change again to back, and it kind of reminds you of that time when the ship decided to activate a secondary shield system on its own and start moving on its own.
What the hell is happening?
You had to do this now, Squonk. We
When
had
we're
to
in
do
a
this.
hyperspace.
Okay. You know what, Squonk just when kind of leans over the panel and rests their elbows kind of on the chair of the pilot station and just kind of holds their cap in front of them and says, I've had a very long day, so as long as you keep us in hyperspace, do whatever.
Meanwhile, Gaz just goes, oh, hey, the stove's working now. There we go.
Yeah. Lysander, on the screen, there is a symbol that you've never seen before. It reminds you of the end of a sword that's pointing upward. It's the outline is totally in gold, and it has a lot of different symbols within it that you don't really recognize, but the bottom almost reminds you pages of an open book.
Lysander's trying to commit that to memory.
Okay. For the droids, your consciousness is swallowed into the ship, and you are back in that grid digital world where everything is red. A voice calls out and says, 2 vessels detected. Wayfinder data missing.
Hello?
Data missing. Mission status report.
Do these words am I remembering anything at all?
No, this is like there's no familiarity for you when it's asking you this.
Mission report. Confused?
Please provide details of mission.
Data missing. Corruption detected. Return to station immediately.
No!
What station?
You both suddenly have a upload of data uploaded into you. Lysander, you see on the screen suddenly a map on the galaxy, and there's a specific hyperspace path being drawn from where you currently are. It is taking you beyond the outer rim into wild space.
Where? Oh no! Oh no! Where are we going?
Wynn, can you make a perception roll, please?
Absolutely, give me one moment. I was making a hilarious joke in the chat, which Hope did actually beat me to because I had to stop.
We're
and make
getting
this
such a
perception
Chess.
This
you
is
said
going
a,
so much better.
You
than
said
I
a
thought.
perception roll?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm attempting to find the perception modifier. Oh, there it is. That is a 6.
You do not notice what is happening. What else is happening in the cockpit? There's all these like numbers and symbols that you just do not recognize.
When defeated, continues to sit in the captain's chair, drinking their coffee, watching this happen, just kind of making sure, eyes darting to make sure that they're not being pulled out of hyperspace, and just goes, yeah, I mean, I promised Gauze some time to freak out, so, you know, whatever's going on here, you want to get it out of your system too?
The next to computer says, system detects not enough power. Orders are to refuel, then return to station.
The plan was to refuel at our previous heading. Please revert heading.
Granted.
Okay, it can be reasoned with, people. We're fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just absolutely swell.
So, can 1N and I like recognize each other? Like, are we together in this?
Yeah,
space?
you both are in like the same space, like standing right next to each other, and you can see each other. Though you're both in kind of like a glossier, glowing like Tron-esque avatar.
What 1N? Does any of this make any sense to you? Do you know what's going on?
I have an inkling of an idea.
Okay, care to share?
I believe that before you were disassembled, you were sent on a mission with this ship.
Okay. Hey, computer.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. Who am I?
Wayfinder data missing. Designation unknown. You are vessel.
Vessel of what?
Vessel of droid ship.
What is my purpose?
You are spy.
What am I spying on?
Unknown. Wayfinder data is missing.
Who am I spying for?
Unknown. Data is missing. Return to station to restore data.
Yeah, okay.
Computer, please provide all data that is accessible.
It uploads additional information on the ship systems. This is when you truly realize that you're not just in a ship, you're in a droid. It does have a military grade backup shield generator system, and also it is possible to upgrade the weapon systems as well. But that's and then like additional information like it has more maneuverability than you realized, and also it has long range scanners.
This information is uploaded to both of us?
Yeah.
What is your designation?
Unknown.
It's clarification question. Is that information just to them, or could like Wynn see that in the cockpit?
Only to them, and Lysander is able to hear this conversation.
Cool, just checking.
Ziro will look over to 1N and shrug.
Query, will you return to station immediately after refueling.
Those are programming requirements.
Understood. Will you allow for stops? Out of curiosity, are there any, crime ports that are sort of on the way to the station?
Oh, there are tons, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Is Obadiah, by chance, on this pathway? Because that would be just a wonderful coincidence.
It can be, yeah.
Oh, then let's say it is.
I feel like Finn just going, why does everyone want to go back to Jakku?
Except it's why does one want to keep going back to Obadiah? Is there a gas station on the way?
Well, we returned back to our previous heading to go to the gas station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The spaceport has a refueling station and a diner.
Did the computer respond saying if it would allow stops?
Correct.
Ziro will look to one end and be like, well, I guess that's the best we're going to get out of this thing. I suppose we embark on a quest?
Sure, let's use that terminology.
So, how do we get out of here? Where is here exactly? I don't really... It's all red.
As soon as you ask that, you sense that the computer cuts off the connection, and you can both feel like you're pushed out of the system.
If Ziro had the ability to vomit, they probably would.
Are the lights in the rest of the ship still red?
Everything switches back to normal. And Huddies, of course.
Of course it does.
Stove stop working again. Come on, man.
Wynn continues to lean back in their chair, holding their gay little cup of iced calf, and gestures with a hand to the Squonk's control panel. Do you feel a little bit better now that all that's out of your system? Okay, good. Let's hope that's the last time that this needs to happen this trip.
Amazing.
IA1N is going to come on to the intercom again. Everyone, please meet in the cargo room. There are information to discuss.
How close are we, Chris, to
the station, to the diner station? Only a few hours away now.
Can we meet in the kitchen? I'm almost done with food and organics need to eat.
Yes.
Can I roll to see how well I did with my cooking this time?
Yes, you may make a survival roll. I'll say that because you had actual stoves working, you'll have advantage.
Advantage! Yay! You said survival?
Yeah.
I find survival +2. Okay. Okay, let's do better than that.
You get the highest of the whichever d20 you roll.
It's a dirty 20.
Yeah, despite the fact that your ingredients are extremely gross, the kitchen area smells great. It smells like Gauze made something delicious.
Yes, she mostly used most of the seaweed because she was like, hopefully this has nutrition, and she cut up the bugs so finely that they're almost like a powder themselves. So
nice. The crew of the Phantasmal Squonk weren't the only ones heading towards the refueling station. Captain Thess, with intelligence that he received from his Tempest Lorna D, is heading there right now. He watches all of the consoles on the ship, all of the numbers counting down to when they will arrive. He is seething. He is hunting. He knows that the crew has a bounty on their heads, and that almost every bounty hunter in the Outer Rim will be looking for them. But he will be the ones to find them. He will be the one to kill them. He looks over at his crew, who are all working very hard. As soon as the ship drops out of hyperspace, they will be ready. He will be ready. He looks back at the controls and announces, You crew, know this. We shall leave no survivors, no witnesses. Okide? The crew cheers. None shall survive. Hey listeners, that was our episode for this week. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast for Light and Dice. We've had many milestones in the amount of people listening to the show, and we really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun doing the show, and we're so happy that so many of you are enjoying it. Next week, there will be more madness and chaos to come. I can assure you of that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast via your favorite podcast platform of choice. Also, leave a review. We would like that. And also tell all your friends about us. Most of the music provided in this episode was composed by Grushkov. They have created a whole library of amazing music that celebrates the High Republic, and they're also doing a lot of extra projects outside of the High Republic now, so please check that out. They are amazing. I really love their music, and we really appreciate them letting us use their music for the show. If you would like to follow us on social media for right now, we're still on Twitter, @ForLightandDice. Please follow us there if you want to interact with us between shows. Also, special thanks to Brian from Pink Milk, who played Ziro the Hutt. If you haven't already heard of Pink Milk, you should definitely check them out. They have 2 awesome podcast episodes that drop. They have a YouTube show. You can follow Brian @ServingPinkMilk on Twitter for more information. They also have a badass Patreon. You should really subscribe if you love their stuff. I myself am a subscriber, and they have an awesome Discord community. They do special events, all that kind of stuff. So definitely check them out. Again, thank you, Brian, so much. That was awesome. And as always, y'all, may the Force be with you.